town site. So Chris went to work on this, and he determined that because of the small amount of money and because of our successful contracts with Woods Canyon for the last 2 years, that we did not have to go out to bid to find a contractor for this grant, which sounded like it was just too good to be true. And it turns out that Angie Abrams, who has done our inventory the last 2 years as the architectural historian for Woods Canyon, is not available to do this survey and planning plan. So Jason at Woods Canyon now has to find another qualified architectural historian. And that was tricky last time. So he is working on that. What Chris Burkett suggests is that tonight, our board approve initiating this new contract with Woods Canyon contingent upon them hiring an architectural historian who meets the qualifications at the State Historic Preservation Office. That way, if he finds somebody before we meet again, Chris can then start the contracting process. If after a reasonable amount of time, Jason hasn't been able to come up with someone, we will have to go out to bid. And this is a 2-year grant, so we aren't quite up against, the timeline as much as we have been with the 1-year one. So is there any discussion about that before I actually make that motion? Okay.
That sounds like a reasonable approach.
Then I move that the board recommend that the city do another contract with Woods Canyon for this survey and planning grant contingent upon a qualified architectural historian being contracted by them, that they have one. Yeah, whatever.
Okie doke.
Are you seconding, Holly?
I'll second. We'll tag team it tonight, Linda. Yep, that's fine by me.
Okay. We were all set to start consulting with the State Historic Fund, but they want the contractor and the person doing the work to be involved. So we won't be starting that right away, as I said, until Jason has somebody. So that's what's new.
That's good.
Thank you. Do we all need to vote on that? Aye. Okay. All right.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Okay. All right. Old business, the 2020 grant. I think the community portion, it's the 2020 grant is the original town site, again, south of Main Street on 2nd Avenue. And it's really done. The report is in, but we now are ready for a Zoom meeting. Is that correct?
I guess so. Here's the deal. We got the final report and the site forms electronically from Angie, and there were 23 properties that she inventoried, and she is recommending 14 of those properties as eligible for the city register. This has all been approved by the State Historic Preservation Office. There are 4 houses that may have come from McPhee. As you recall, there were some on First Street as well. And so this is kind of a secondary theme as we look at our historic buildings and the demise of the town of McPhee. There's one property that is considered eligible for the National Register with additional data, and that's at 144 South Market Street. And I didn't set it up to share screen, but if you can see that picture.
Oh, yeah.
And you recognize, oh, wait, sorry. It's this house that's eligible. And this house is Rachel Medina's house, which Angie thought was eligible, but the SHPO said, no, it's probably only eligible for the state register. So we will be sending a letter of invitation out to the 23 property owners. I assume we set the date for April 28th at 6 p.m. And last month we said we were going to do this via Zoom. And I guess we should stick with that plan.
Okay,
I guess, okay. So I'm going to draft a letter. And what we send to each property owner at the end of the grant is their site form that was prepared for their property so they can read about the history. If their property is eligible for the city register, we send them an application form. And we give them a deadline, which I'm going to suggest is like the 14th of May to submit their applications. And then Tracy and Neva take the batch of them to City Council for approval, a couple weeks after that. What we're going to do with this letter, which I will get to Neva here in the next few days, is, we messed up last fall when we tried to have our Zoom meeting because we sent them, that thing that was 22 characters long, and even I couldn't get into the meeting. So this time we are inviting them to come. We are asking them to contact Neva at her email address. So therefore she has their email address and she sends them the invite, or Kyle sends them the invite, like tonight, where all you have to do is push on the click here button, and that's much simpler. We'll also include a sentence that says, if you do not have access to a computer or you do not have reliable Wi-Fi, to please call Neva. And after the presentation, we will send them some written material to be determined. I would like to see this letter go in the mail April 19th. If Neva is able to, it's 23 letters, and then Patricia signs them, and Jason has promised to get the printed copies of the site forms to you next week. So we should have all the pieces by the 19th. The reason I think they should go out that early is they all got to go to Albuquerque to come back to someplace that's practically next door to City Hall, which, I mean, can we still go to the post office and hand them to them and ask them to distribute them in Cortez, or is that option still exists?
I think it does.
Okay. Well, so let's send it out ahead of time, and then they hopefully Neva will get some email addresses, and we will actually have participation beyond just us. So if there are any other comments, questions, you'll all be invited to come. It would be great if we could have members of the board there, just so they can see faces and understand the representation that we have on our board. So mark your calendars, please. It will be at 6 p.m.
Okay, thank you, Linda.
The date again, Linda?
April 28th. It's a Wednesday. So that must be 3 weeks from today.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. Okay, and then enough. Okay, Historic Preservation Day. I just wanted you to see the poster. I think you got it via email, I hope.
Yeah,
And-
I'm going to share the screen with the poster.
Okay,
Right?
how do you do that?
Hit the share button and then you have the right thing in your computer screen.
Yeah. All right. It's going to take me a second. I got to get it. I don't,
Here.
Yeah,
it's sitting
that's
around
pretty
somewhere.
hard, having it available.
Okay.
Anyway, the poster is not printed yet, of course, because I thought maybe you ought to see it before we print. And Linda has proofread, Ann Brown has proofread it. I proofread it. So there are a couple of little changes in it. Uh-oh, I lost something. There it goes. Look at that.
Yeah, cool, huh?
Oh, so this is the picture of Main and Market Street, and it really is 1937, 1938. And that's because the historic tour of the 10 buildings is at Main and Market. And then,
Cool.
and then to keep going, the we'll have the sneak preview of the Heritage Museum again, because we need to promote that as well. And then have the historic tour of Montezuma Avenue.
That looks great.
So
I
I
have
think,
some questions.
yes, where are you?
Where is the tour starting? On the
From-
intersection?
No, from the cultural center, Becky, we hope.
It doesn't say that.
It just
I
says
know.
coming up.
Where should I put it?
Well, it's starting at 10:30, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I would put that where it says historic tour of Main and Market, and then I would say meet at the cultural center, 25 North Market or whatever.
Can
But-
do.
Becky,
Yeah.
Becky, what we've done in the past is if you scroll down a bit there, Neva, you will see that cultural center and your phone number is in there.
It just says sign up there. It doesn't
But-
say that
yes,
it's starting there.
But the sign-up sheets that we'll be printing out in the next couple of days, which we will give to your volunteers to sign up. At the top, it says, meet at the cultural center. Please bring water. Please wear good shoes. Please pay attention to the weather. This is what we've
Okay.
always done with the poster, and then it's up to the volunteers to follow up. The
Okay.
one difference is that Patricia and I agreed today that for the museum visit, that, and it says this on the registration sheet, you will meet at the Heritage Museum, and the address is right there on the poster, and your volunteers will have it on their sheet as well.
Okay. So you don't want the public to see on the poster that the tour starts at the cultural center, just,
I don't think we've done that in the past, and I don't know how much of the fine print they actually read, but it's up to the rest of you.
Let's see.
Do
This was difficult to do.
people have to sign up in advance, or can they show up the day of?
They can
We
show up.
encourage them to register ahead of time because we do have a limit. We haven't usually enforced it, but this year with COVID, the limit right now is 12. And if we put 12 people with Patricia walking down Main Street with all the noise from the traffic and trying to get in close to her, hopefully most of them will wear masks, but Patricia's going to have to speak. We can't have 25 people. It's just, it's just not possible. The museum tour, there really isn't a limit that we have put on there. We man a registration desk that morning at the cultural center. And if people walk in, that's great. We very seldom are booked ahead of time. So, but it's just a way to try to control people.
Okay. Holly?
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead. I had an idea. Why don't we just put down at the bottom there, sign up and meet at Cortez Cultural Center, and that'll get it there. It isn't in the brief
Right.
here, but it'll be down there. Would that be enough, Becky?
yeah, definitely.
So why don't we put it, and that way we won't make it, it's a little wordy for anyway, for a poster. One day we'll have a great artist do something gorgeous,
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay,
So just to clarify, Patricia, are we
Yeah.
telling people to meet at the cultural center in order to go to the museum? Because there's no set time that's just within that 2-hour window.
right. I think this was difficult because, as I say, there are two things that are happening on either side of something that's happening in the middle. I think if it's just a poster, and if we say sign up and meet, and they can come to the Cortez Cultural Center and then walk to the Heritage Museum.
Right.
Or the volunteers can tell them that they do have the option to go directly to the museum
Right.
and they sign up. Yeah,
So I
okay.
think we can flex it. We'll just put sign up and meet at Cortez Cultural Center. Okay?
Correct. Yeah.
Can do. Okay.
Okay, the only last detail is that I'm not going to be here.
Right.
And so I'm going to print out the registration sheets and leave them with Neva. and Patricia will get them and bring them to Becky closer to when the posters go up, because your volunteers aren't going to need these until, somebody sees this. The other part is that last year, 2019, we only printed 90 posters because taking them to Durango didn't produce any results. And we had a volunteer last time who needed some hours that put up the posters for us. And I'm not going to be here this year. So you all need to step up to the plate and help Patricia get those posters. I've sent her the full list of all the businesses. I didn't try to update it, but somebody, and the table tents are going to go out at the same time. So she's going to need help.
I'll email.
Okay.
Closer to time, a week or two, I think, closer.
Usually it's good to get them up around the 1st of May.
Correct. I looked at that. So we'll see if we can do that. Maybe the last weekend in April, kind of get them out there, and then you can take them to your favorite places on the list. So, okay, we'll divvy that up. Okay, is that good? Boy, that was a big deal, I tell you. Okay, help with distribution. Okay, anything else? Oh, and
So I had been given some photos, and I remember a discussion earlier about having those photos on display. Is that still a possibility, or I don't know if there's a budget for printing those. And some of them are smaller resolution and probably wouldn't look very good blown up. Also, we had discussed the brochure, and I definitely think I have the text that and the photos that where it can fit on like a trifold, and that shouldn't be an issue. I'm just missing one of text on one of the buildings.
oh, good. Thank you for doing that, Becky. Thank you.
Sure, and I'll send that. I mean, is that going to be handed out as part of the tour, or what are your plans for that, or just in general?
Well, what I really planned was, I think we can hand them out for the tour is the answer, if we are ready for that. Okay. My idea was to back up. The idea was to have a map, and then people could read the signs that are on the buildings, the ceramic signs that we have, that they would have a map, and then they could read the signs, and those tend to have the signs. So anyway, but
that makes sense. But if that works, and then not have that language on the brochure and just have it as a map, is what you were thinking?
Yeah, it was just an idea. So,
because, we only do this once a year, and, we've got the Montezuma Avenue and the Ash Street walking tour brochures that we just Xerox all the time.
Yeah.
And I think for the long term, Patricia could do the walking tour. As she said, the pictures are on the signs, but for something that we would give out the rest of the year at the Welcome Center and places like that, I really think there has to be some pictures in there, because that text gets pretty dense.
Okay.
so we'll try.
And then the map that you guys forwarded was just of the 10 sites that are going to be on the walking tour on Preservation Day.
And
So do you want a larger map, which wouldn't be a problem, to just
the idea is minimalist here.
Okay.
Just as long as it's legible, so that you can see where you're going. But I think we don't, paper. Anyway, we're flexible. We're just trying this out and see if it works, and we'll see. But I can, because 30, or how many we have, 25 or something, is too many to focus on. So that's why.
That
Okay.
sounds good. Just wanted clarity.
Yeah. Okay. Was that clear though? Okay.
Easy is better. Yes.
Easy is better. Okay. All right. Anything else from City Council? Robert, how are you?
Wait,
I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, wait a minute.
That's
Linda had something.
you skipped over other business.
Oh, other. Okay, other business. Sorry.
We have 3 items under other business.
You did?
Yes. I guess Patricia may not have sent this to everyone, but on the 14th of April, the Certified Local Government Program is doing a 1-hour Zoom webinar on women's history and diversity and challenging the CLGs to figure out what interesting women's history they have. And other than June Head, I'm not sure we do. But anyway, I signed up for that. And if anybody else wants to participate, we can send you that information. Holly, have you been reappointed?
I meant to email Becky about that. Did you send in the letter, Beck?
I thought I did.
Okay.
Are we stuck?
I don't think I have the letter.
Okay, I will check on that.
Right. No, not right this minute. I haven't been. I wrote a letter and sent it to Becky for Becky to put on letterhead.
Which I thought I did, and I thought I sent it on, but
Would you have mailed it or emailed it?
emailed.
Emailed. Okay, I'm not seeing it in my email.
To
Okay.
Linda- Did you send it to Linda Smith, maybe?
Maybe.
Well, anyway, you all can figure that out.
Yep.
And third item is I won't be here in May. And the immediate excuse is that I've been invited to give a presentation at the Colorado Byways Symposium, which they are actually having in person for up to 50 people. And so it's a combo of live and Zoom. It's in Glenwood Springs that Wednesday and Thursday. And we've been asked, James and I are giving a presentation on the new stop at the Flume on the Trail of the Ancient Scenic Byways. And then I get to fly away. I'm leaving the state, not the country. So I'll be back on the 17th in time for HP Day. So that's my excuse for next month. I'm done.
Have a wonderful time, Linda. It's good to get out of Dodge, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Robert, for the city council, anything going on?
The only things that I think might be pertinent is we're moving forward with the agenda or with the audits. So that that could affect our ability to apply for grants. That hopefully we will be cleared this year to get that whole backlog cleared. That's the kind of schedule we're looking at, and we've contracted with a company for the next basically like seven years, I think. And also we're working on hiring a new city manager. The application deadline has closed. We have, I believe, 45 candidates that applied. So I haven't seen any of them yet. Or I think I'm getting a packet later this week, and then we'll have a meeting about a short list before our regular meeting next Tuesday. So yeah, we're moving ahead with that. I'm hoping that 45 is more than I thought we would have. So I'm hoping we have some good candidates in there and that we can get somebody in and move forward there. I think that's really all I have, unless anybody else had any other city council questions.
That's a lot of sorting through, Robert, isn't it? That's a lot of applications.
Luckily, we're working with a headhunter company that's helping us with that. And they were able to kind of cast a pretty broad regional and national net for us. So I'm really excited with how much interest we got.
Yeah, no kidding.
Popular place.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Cody, how are things in real estate?
Pretty crazy right now, but if anyone has a house to sell, it's probably time. Can't keep these on the market for very long. As far as looking at properties in our short preservation area, I don't see anything that's really changed. So not a whole lot of update there. If there's a property that I missed, let me know and I can look that up. But I don't see it.
Okay, on Montezuma Avenue, not much, then change. No. So someone must be renting to West Montezuma, is what I'm thinking.
To West, oh yeah, that was, I think it expired the listing contract and it hasn't really changed. So, yeah, this page, still there.
Okay. Your audio is funny, but I caught most of it. Okay. Good.
Sorry about that.
Thank you very much. Okay. Cortez Cultural Center. Wahoo.
Oh, Becky's gonna have to help me with this. The Indian dances are still planned. We're not, Becky is working on the reorganization of the downstairs, and she's been busy with both craft, which is the tourism program, and also the what do we call that back, the Native American youth, the students program, and arts.
Yeah,
So-
design your future
Yeah.
is what we're calling that. Yeah.
So-
And we've got this Saturday at 7 o'clock, and I'll send out an invitation. There's a lot, well, it's pre-recorded, but we're live streaming and broadcasting a concert with the Brad Good Quintet and Dedat, which is part of the San Juan Jazz Society, and Delbert Anderson with a hip hop musician named Defi. And so that was part of the Chamber Music Association program that Delbert got grants for. So I will, if anybody's interested in getting an invitation to see that, that should be kind of cool. What else, Holly? There's so much. I'm just trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Just grant applications and hopefully opening date for we keep putting it back, opening date for the gift shop and the downstairs.
Yeah, I'll open the doors tomorrow. Yeah, I'm there right now while multitasking while you guys are here or I'm on Zoom here with you guys. But we gotta, yeah, there's been a lot of behind the scenes work, so I think we're ready.
Are you doing the birding festival?
Not in the form that you have come to expect, to know and love. They're that and the Pueblo to Pueblo are looking at adaptations to make them work this year, but they won't be as big, I don't think. Isn't that what we decided, Becky?
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, we'll see. There was a snafu in our timers for the Pueblo to Pueblo being available, so scheduling conflict. So we'll see what we can figure out. But yeah. So, and then I'm waiting for the Birding Fest folks to make a decision on what kind of limited birding festival it's going to look like. It may be quite small, but there may be something, hopefully.
Yeah, they're good tough times. Okay. Let's see. Chamber of Commerce, is Mitchell gone? Yeah, he's not here. Okay,
Yeah, Mitchell had trouble logging in, so I don't know if it was the problems on our end causing that or,
yeah.
yeah, but anyway, he
Planning
sent
and
an email.
building? Planning and building, Becky? Or is it planning and zoning?
It's planning and zoning,
Okay,
unless you want to ask somebody else. I don't know much about the building department.
oh, no, it's okay.
I'm just teasing. We met yesterday and we talked about the a reduced scope of a 3 mile or the major streets plan revision and doing public outreach on that. Nothing exciting related to historic preservation.
Okay.
I do know about the chamber though, if you want me to update you guys.
Yeah,
Go
unofficially.
for it.
What's
Yeah,
up?
the new guy.
Sure.
Yeah. They have a new executive director who's going to start full time, I think, next week. So that's all I know.
Is
Okay.
he still upstairs on the second floor in your building?
Totally.
Good.
Oh, here's the letter. I sure enough wrote it and signed it and everything. I'm going to resend this. I addressed it to City Council care of Linda Smith. But why don't I just address it to everybody? Maybe it, I don't know. Maybe it's already been on their packet. Gosh, I don't see a date, but I'm going to just
Did
resend
you-
this.
Did you copy either Tracy or I on that, the
Ah,
letter, the email?
I don't know. I'm just seeing the file here.
Oh, okay.
We
And I'm
definitely
seeing
haven't-
how I
haven't
addressed
seen
it
in our
to dear
packet.
mayor and city councilors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Cortez City
that's.
Council, CC Linda Smith.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me just resend that.
Robert said it wasn't in the packet. Is that
We
correct?
haven't seen it yet.
Not yet.
I haven't seen this. I haven't seen the packet. We'll get the packet for the next meeting tomorrow or Friday morning. And it's possible that it's in there, but I haven't seen it yet.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. Funny going. Oh, it's my turn. Oh, goodness. Okay, anything else? Okay. All right. The Montezuma County Historical Society met March 9th. They had $60,000 in the funds for the construction. The Dolores, the operating fund is about $6,000. There are 115 members. And Joel Gamache, who worked at Mesa Verde, has agreed to enter data on the computer database. And I was out there the other day, and there he was, just chugging away out at Lake Vista Grange. They invited the county commissioners for a sneak preview on March 16th, and I got my picture took. So yeah, now I'm famous. Oh dear. They've hired.
And they used the leftover wood from the flume for the front.
That
of the
was really nice.
registration
That
desk.
was cool.
Yeah, I had to touch it when I was there. You know, my hands were touching the flume. Anyway, after that whole winter.
It's okay now. It's
Yeah.
it's been decommissioned.
Decommissioned.
It's not
So-
historic anymore.
They've hired an exhibit designer to develop the exhibits. Danielle Kovata, someone, and Michael Williams from the, and I have her information if you want it, Linda. Michael Williams, who worked at the Anasazi Heritage Center, will help with actually fabricating the exhibit. Ann Brown also met with the Fort Lewis College Southwest Studies to see if they could be some help with the museum. Let's see. And they noted that Nota Dene was celebrating 60 years in business. The building was a year later, but they are celebrating that 60 years. And that looks right, according to what I see. Okay. Anything else? Boy, hot meeting, huh?
Good job.
Good. All right. Well, I'll be in touch if somebody wants to help with those posters. We'll get them. First, we'll get them fixed, ready to go, and have little tents. And we're going to have stickers. Robert tried to give me a sticker the other day, and I really do need a sticker, you see. So we'll have those stickers on the table tents. Okay. Anything else? Looks good. Tracy, do you have anything for us? Is she there? Looks like not. Okay.
I'm here. I don't have anything.
Okay, good. Nice to have you all. And
Thanks.
Neva?
Are you guys going to meet in person next month?
Yes. Can we? Maybe? Maybe.
Oh.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No? Yes? Right.
That's fine by me.
Okay. So let's try to meet in person next month. Okay, wear the mask and do all that. So, but that we can work on that. And then if we're having any things with the posters or getting that out, we can just handle that too. So, okay. All right. All right. All be careful and be healthy. Okay. Take care of you
Alright. Bye.
and others, as they say. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
How do we get out of here?
The hard part is getting out.